A tip is what led investigators to this home on Rosebud Place. They were told 14-year-old Mary Crocker was missing and believed to be dead. She hadn't been seen since October. Investigators questioned everyone inside the home. Deputies say the family lied, saying Mary went to live with her mother. When deputies returned Thursday morning, they discovered Mary buried just feet away from her home, and her brother's body was found nearby.
No way out of here. I'm stalked by the fear.
On December 20th, 2018, 14-year-old Mary Crocker was found deceased, along with her brother, buried behind a mobile home in Savannah, Georgia. What led to their death was so evil, it is the stuff of nightmares. Hello, my name is Holly. Welcome to the Murder She Shed, the place we discuss rarely told true crime right from my she shed. My little GS Simon is laying right there. You can see the tip of his tail. It's actually cool enough we're in outside today. And before we begin, if you would kindly hit the subscribe button, because a gal can get lost in this big YouTube world. So hard to get found in here, and I appreciate you guys subscribing. And I'm so excited that I'm almost at 12,000 subscribers. Thank you for supporting my channel. Before we begin, viewer discretion is advised, as this case does involve CA. Elwyn Crocker Sr. and his brother were born to mother Mary Alice and an unnamed man from Maine. Elwyn Sr. was the grandson of serial killer Pee Wee Gaskins. So evil ran in Elwyn Sr.'s family. Pure evil. On August 11th, 1975, when Elwyn was 7, his mother married Larry McCoy. McCoy moved in their small house on Virginia Street, and his new stepfather released his violence on the family. One day in 1979, McCoy allegedly blackened Elwyn's eye and busted his nose, prompting the South Carolina Social Service Agency to open a case. McCoy admitted in court that he had beaten Elwyn, and he was ordered by a judge to take counseling, but he never did take the counseling. McCoy would use anything he could find to beat Elwyn. McCoy even once hung Elwyn clad only in underwear upside down from a tree in the front yard. Although it is unknown if McCoy essayed Elwyn, Elwyn did essay his male cousin at a young age. Elwyn Sr. had his first child, and it was named after him, Elwyn Crocker Jr. 2 years later, he had a little girl named Mary Crocker. Their bio mother has not been named, but it is said that she was actually homeless. So I'm assuming possibly she was maybe addicted to drugs, since Elwyn Sr. was able to get full custody of the children. There was something going on that he was able to do that. Soon after that, Elwyn Sr. met Rebecca Self, and they had a little boy named James in 2007, who had cerebral palsy and muscular dystrophy. For 5 years, she helped raise James and her stepchildren, Mary and Elwyn Jr. Things were mostly fine with the family until April 27, 2008. On that afternoon, Rebecca dialed 911 and told police Elwyn Sr. had just flown into a rage while she was feeding the baby. He accused her of feeding James the wrong food, snatched the bottle, and grabbed her by the throat, pressing her back against a window while she was still holding James. James ended up with scratches on his head from this incident and was taken to the hospital to get checked out. The next day, Elwyn Sr. told a police investigator that he and Rebecca had been in a verbal fight and a physical struggle for the bottle pursued, which resulted in the marks on the baby. He wasn't charged, and Elwyn Jr. and Mary remained in his custody. 9 days later, Rebecca showed up at the police department with an awful-looking black eye, claiming Elwyn had punched her. As the cop looked at Rebecca's eyes, he became suspicious. He then got Rebecca a wet cloth and asked her to wipe her eye. The blackness came right off. It was makeup. This ruined her credibility with police, and after Rebecca and Elwyn Sr. divorced, he also received full custody of James. Soon after, Elwyn Sr. met a woman 17 years younger than him named Candace Wright. They soon were married, and the couple, along with the 3 children, moved to Georgia. Neighbors and friends of Mary and Elwyn Jr. began to notice strange things about the family. According to the children's friends, both Mary and Elwyn Jr. never seemed at ease at home. Mary would be seen by neighbors doing yard work from the minute she got home from school until they would go in at night. One day, Mary's friend noticed strange purple marks on Mary's hands, but she said it was from swimming. Mary's friend also said when Mary went to the bathroom in her own home, she wanted the friend to come into the bathroom with her because she just seemed really scared and nervous. One of Elwyn Jr.'s friends was in the next room while a relative beat Elwyn Jr. with a belt for an hour and a half. The alleged assailant then made Elwyn Jr. drop his pants to show the red marks, which were supposed to be a punishment for stealing. Also, when one of the kids' friends came out inside of the Crocker family's trailer, he noticed a lock on the refrigerator, which the adults explained to him was meant to keep Mary, who was a diabetic, from sneaking sweets. He also remembered the family complaining often about the behavior of Mary and Elwyn Jr., though he always found them to be respectful and really awesome children. The family moved again into a mobile home just outside of Savannah, Georgia, and this home was owned by Candace's mom. In the trailer located at Rosebud Place, there now lived 5 adults along with the 3 children. The adults were Elwyn Sr., his new wife Candace Crocker, her mother Kim Wright, her mother's boyfriend Roy Prater, and Candace's brother Mark Wright. Elwyn Sr. got a job as a maintenance worker at Walmart, but he also became the holiday Easter Bunny and Santa Claus at the Walmart. During that time, a store employee reported to a store manager that Elwyn Sr. had told a coworker that he wanted to continue to be Santa because he received gratification from having children sit on his lap. Even after these reports, allegedly, Walmart continued to advertise the availability of Santa Claus, played by Elwyn Sr. The first time Elwyn Jr. met a DFCS caseworker, he was 11, proper and polite student at Sand Hill Elementary, where teachers found him highly intelligent. He wanted to be a math teacher when he grew up. The Child Welfare Agency had opened a case after Candace's brother, Mark Wright, hit Elwyn Jr. in the face in March of 2012. Elwyn Jr. defended Mark because he felt Mark hadn't done anything wrong. Elwyn Jr. said he deserved to get hit because he was misbehaving. Elwyn Jr. said the uncle had once hit him with a strip of metal and left bruises and welts all over his behind and legs. The other adults in the home also blamed Elwyn Jr. too. They complained to DFCS about Elwyn behaving badly. He said he played too rough and stole food from the kitchen. Elwyn Sr. claimed Elwyn Jr. stole, fought when told to take a bath, and was a bully. While he was at school staff noticed Elwyn Jr. fixated on food, asking classmates for leftovers, and eating like as fast as he could, like he wasn't going to get anything else. A counselor told DFCS people feared the boy was being starved at home. The caseworker asked Elwyn Jr. how he thought the family felt about him. He said, "I don't think I've ever felt loved." After this, DFCS put Elwyn Sr. and Candace through classes and met with them numerous times. The caseworker admonished the parents and reminded them to treat the kids equally. By February 2013, the agency closed the case because workers were confident the parents would do that and protect Elwyn Jr. from further harm. Soon after, the Crocker family moved into the mobile home. Both Mary and Elwyn Jr. were taken out of school and were allegedly homeschooled. Elwyn Jr. was pulled from South Effingham Middle School halfway through 6th grade in January 2014. Mary was pulled from Effingham County Middle before she was set to start 7th grade on August 2nd, 2018. By the time Mary was pulled out of school, her brother Elwyn Jr. was already dead and had been buried in the backyard next to the dog cages. Can you imagine how scared Mary must have been when she realized her brother's fate after he had been pulled out of school, and now she was being pulled out of school? She could only suspect it that she had a little time left in this world. and I can't imagine how fearful that little girl must have been. There's not a lot of information that can be found about the abuse that Elwyn Jr. had endured before his death, other than he was forced to sleep in a closet, dog crate, and bathtub. Mary lived 2 more agonizing years after her brother had been murdered by her family. Since Elwyn Jr. had been homeschooled and isolated by his family at home, no one even knew he was missing. Mary looked younger than her age due to starvation, so she always looked gaunt and frail and was dressed in worn-out clothing. Due to her endless hours of raking leaves for punishment, her hands were always red and chafed. Towards the end of her life, Mary was kept in a dog crate 24 hours a day. Bound with zip ties, beaten and denied food, she kept losing weight. Her joints became swollen because of the contorted position she had to assume in this tight space. Mary dealt with excruciating pain as her joints had swollen so severely she could not straighten them out. The adults got a pull ladder from outside and then duct taped Mary to the ladder to attempt to straighten out her joints. She was so bad that they were trying to straighten her back out. She had been in there so much that her joints literally became fixed in that position where she couldn't even spread them out anymore. Can you imagine the pain she must have been in? I can't even imagine. First of all, I hate confined spaces. I feel like I'm suffocating. But then to put in something so small where you can't even stretch and straighten yourself out, you know how painful it gets at times when you cannot straighten yourself out. Just think of even a car ride where you can't even straighten your limbs out. It can be painful. And I can't imagine what this little girl had to go through. It's just heartbreaking. Mary was beaten with household objects such as a speaker wire, guitar wire, and fan belts from the cars. She was tased, and on the rare occasion she got a meal, it was spiked with substances such as rice vinegar, so she wouldn't be able to choke it down. She was left nude in that crate and only bathed when someone would haul that cage into the bathroom to spray her with water. She's still kept inside the cage. They just sprayed her with the hose through the cage wires. 11-year-old James, who has cerebral palsy and requires special lactose-free food, told authorities even he was instructed to hit Mary because his step-grandmother said Mary took his food. So he hit her with a frying pan. On October 28, 2018, Mary breathed her last breath. Elwyn Sr. said he watched Mary's light go out of her eyes, and then he called his wife Candace at work and told her to go buy trash bags and cement and bring them home when she came home from work. It blows my mind that a child can live in your household and you can do this to them. You can watch the light go out of their eyes with no emotion and just call and tell your wife to bring home a trash bag and throw your child in this trash bag. I guess it's more than my mind can comprehend. It's just awful. A couple of months after Mary died, Candace's brother Mark went into the kitchen and overheard his sister and Elwyn Sr. talking about Mary's death. He stated he didn't know Mary was dead until he overheard this discussion. He stated that he heard the couple plotting to kill the youngest James in the same way that they had killed Mary. Mark called an aunt who lived out of town to tell her what he learned. His aunt turned around and called 911 and asked them if they would do a welfare check at the home and check on Mary. During Elwyn Sr.'s police interview, he first lied and said Mary had been sent to live with her bio mother. But eventually, he broke down and told the truth. This led the police to dig up the backyard. But they didn't find just Mary's body and were shocked when they also found the body of Elwyn Jr. Police made many discoveries as they searched the home. James was found in the bathroom floor, rolled up in a blanket, but still alive. Most disturbing was a photograph found on Elwyn Sr.'s phone showing Mary naked and emaciated, standing in front of that dog crate kept inside the kitchen in the mobile home. Mary appeared fragile and near death in the photo. Mary and Elwyn Crocker were each 14 when they died, 2 years apart. In fact, the day Mary's body was found was her birthday. All 5 adults in the mobile home were arrested. 3 of the adults have not been to trial because the defense attorneys for Elwyn Crocker Sr., Kimberly Wright, and Mark Anthony Wright have repeatedly refused to comply with court orders connected to the discovery in the case. Prosecutors say because the defense isn't cooperating, the trial for the case has been delayed. Candace Crocker and Roy Prater pled guilty, and Candace was sentenced to life without parole. She was going to receive the death penalty until she agreed to testify against other adults. I could not find where Roy has been sentenced yet. Effingham County School District now faces a multi-million-dollar lawsuit by the state of Mary Crocker and Elwyn Jr. The lawsuit claims abuse of Mary's brother Elwyn Jr. was reported to Effingham County school counselors in 2017. However, the suit says the school counselor failed to notify local law enforcement about the report. If awarded, that money would then go to Mary's half-brother James, who is currently in the foster care system. Also, remember how I talked about Elwyn Sr. playing Santa at the Walmart that he worked at? There was also a lawsuit against Walmart alleging that Walmart was made aware of the misdeeds and tendencies of Elwyn Sr., but failed to take action. Court filings claim that Elwyn Crocker Sr. admitted to his cellmate that he was a child rapist. Let's just say grapist, because I get in trouble for that word on YouTube. And also said he did not work, that he enjoyed playing Santa because he could touch children, and that he molested children. More importantly, the lawsuit claims that the Walmart store manager at that store was made aware of statements made by Crocker as early as December of 2017. At the time, a fellow employee reportedly told the store manager that Crocker was a and that Crocker Sr. told him that he wanted to continue to be Santa Claus because he received, gratification from having little children sit on his lap. The suit says Walmart was notified again in the summer of 2018 of these tendencies, and they did nothing. The adults have also been charged with battery, so some things may come out in trial that we have not heard about yet, about what they did to Mary and Elwyn Jr. I think the case will only get more heartbreaking. I don't know if we'll get to see the trial, but it's going to be a rough one if we get to. Prosecutors are saying that they do intend to seek the death penalty for Elwyn Crocker Sr., Kim Wright, and Mark Anthony Wright. Let me end by saying, may you now rest in peace, Mary and Elwyn Jr., since you're finally away from these disgusting monsters. All right, guys. I just want to say, I'm sorry it's been a bit before I made a video. I've been having a grandma nesting thing going on. I don't know if there's such a thing as grandma nesting, but I've been having it. Grandbabies do any day now, so I've been doing all kinds of crazy things. I'm going to put a picture up now of this hair thing I built. It's to hold her hair bows. I only had 2 boys, so I'm excited to have a granddaughter. If she's anything like me, she's not going to like hair bows, so this was wasted time. Anyway, I built this little thing out of fence panels, and I think it turned out cute. She has her own room at my house because actually I'm going to be watching my new little grandbaby while her mama goes to work. And so on my videos, I might be holding her and videoing her at times because I don't know how I'm going to be able to handle this. I hope I do a good job. We'll see. But I just want to tell you why am I delaying videos. I'm doing my best, guys. I'm doing my best. Just be patient with me through this time. Me and Simon, we're doing our best, aren't we, Bubba? All right. We'll go do something. What do you want to do? Oh, he wants to get up here and say bye. He didn't say bye, good. Tell him bye. You love him. Tell him to come back to the murder she shed. We'll see you soon at the murder she shed. This is the end. We gotta go. We gotta go do some exciting things, don't we, boo? What do you want to do? Go for a walk?